right, these are notes for multi-step equations. So you're going to copy and listen. Make sure you listen because I might put in a secret word here. So multi-step equations, you're going to copy and submit this work as for your video. But multi-step equations, and actually I should put this, you're solving multi-step equations. Separate your paper, solving and checking, or problem, however you want to write this. So our first problem that we have is P plus 2P minus 3 equals 6. So if you notice here, multi-step equations, if you notice in this problem here, we have a 1P plus 2P. So we have two terms that are alike. So we're going to combine like terms. So 1 plus 2 is 3P minus 3 equals 6. So I would combine like terms first. Then from there, notice it's just a two-step equation. So we're going to add 3P equals 9. Divide by 3, P is going to equal 3. Okay? So when you check, you're going to put in the 3 every time you see where the variable is. Now, so this is just a 1P, so that you're just saying 3 plus 2 times 3 minus 3. We're testing to see if that's really 6. And then from here, we're working order of operations. We're going to multiply first, so bring down the 3. 2 plus 3 is 6 minus 3. Left to right, when you add and subtract, left to right, 3 and 6 does equal 6. So your checking should be about the same length as your solving, maybe one line less, okay? But don't go straight from here to 6 equals 6. Work it out so we can see exactly all the numbers that you have. So one of the problems you might see is combining like terms. All right, another problem you might see is something like this. 3 plus 4 z times the quantity of z plus 5 equals 31. Be very careful here. You have distributive property. So you want to distribute first. Do not add these, 3 plus 4. Okay, please write the secret word of things, let's say snow. Write the word snow right here so I know you're listening. So 3 plus 4z plus 5, don't forget to distribute to both. So this is distributive property. Then notice we can combine like terms. So we have 4, like I used the variable term first, that's fine. 3 plus 20 is 20. So I would combine first versus then subtracting 3, subtracting 20. You can just subtract at one time. So distributive property, combine any like terms that you can, then now it's a two-step equation. Subtract 23, 4z equals 31 minus 23 is 8. Divide by 4, z is going to equal 2. Okay, now to check, watch checking though. When you check these, you have 3 plus 4, parentheses, 2 plus 5, close parentheses, equals 31. We're testing to see. Now here's the difference in checking. In checking, I want you to use order of operations, the PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Parentheses, solve in here. I would not distribute. Don't distribute 4 to this to check. It's going to be easier if you solve within first. You have to distribute here because you have a variable. Here, we know it's 2 plus 5. So you're going to do 3 plus 4, parentheses, 2 plus 5 is 7, and we're testing. Now this is multiplication, so 3 plus 28. 3 plus 28 is 31. Don't distribute, okay? Work inside out. Your numbers are going to be much easier. Mathematically, it'll work, but you have lower numbers that you have to multiply, okay? So let's do one more. Remember, you had your secret word up here. Hopefully you heard that. You're going to have another secret word. All right, let's do another one. Let's do something like this. Negative 3 equals 12y minus 5, 2y times quantity of 2y minus 7. Okay, so again, you have distributive property. So you have negative 3, 12y. This is negative. Distribute a negative 5. So you have a negative 10y Negative 5 times negative 7 plus 35. Then notice you have two terms that have the same variable. So combine like terms. Negative 3, 12y minus 10y. Don't add 10y to the same side. Just go 12y minus 10y is 2y. Okay. Then it's a two-step equation. Subtract 35. You want to get everything away from the y. 38 equals 2y. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Negative 38 divided by 2 is a negative 19. Okay. So negative 19 is going every time we have a y. So negative 3, we're testing to see 12 times a negative 19 minus 5. Now here's where you have parentheses, you might have double parentheses, so I'm going to put a bracket here because you're going to have 2 times a negative 19 minus 7 bracket. Okay, because that looks like a lot. Now here I'm going to grab a calculator for the 12 times 19. All right, so we have a negative 3. 12 times a negative 19. Now I know it's going to be negative because there's one negative, so I'm just going to do 12 times 19. Oops, that's not right. 12 times 19. Negative 228. Now, this is where I'm going to work inside. I'm going to do negative 5. I'm going to do 2 times a negative 19, which is a negative 38, minus 7. So I'm going to work inside here first. I'm still going to bring all of this down because I'm not ready to work with it yet. Negative 38 minus 7, that's going further negative. So that's a negative 45. Negative 3, negative 5 times a negative 45. Okay, so negative times a negative is going to be positive. But now I'm going to do 5 times 45. And that's going to be a plus 225. That's a positive. Negative 228 plus 225 is a negative 3. So you're checking. This is why we did it. Why it is so important in step 2 and two-step, because now you have a little bit understanding of why we're checking. Okay, so this does match. That means the negative 19 is the solution. Okay, look at all this math you're doing. So when you solve multi-step equations, some of them are going to be combining like terms. Some of them are going to be distributing and combining. And so that's how you solve your multi-step equations. All right, last secret word. Would you write hello, Mrs. whoever your teacher is, your core teacher, Mrs. Detlefson, Mrs. Christian. So just write down here, hello, Mrs. Christian, or hello, Mrs. Detlefson. And then we know you really listened to it. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to get it to stop.